A few hours before I was supposed to walk down the aisle, my phone buzzed with a text from my brother. Don't go to the wedding. Check her wardrobe. At first, I thought he was messing around. But when I slid the closet door open, the air left my lungs. The morning had started off unusually calm. My suit was pressed, the hall was decorated, and my best man, my older brother, Mark, had just texted to say the rings were in hand. Everything was in place. Until 10:47 a.m. Another text. Not about rings this time. Don't go to your wedding. Look inside her closet. I stared at the words, waiting for the punchline. I typed back, what? No reply. I called him, straight to voicemail. At first, I chuckled. Maybe he wanted one last prank before I tied the knot. We grew up teasing each other about worst-case scenarios. But the tone, it wasn't a joke. It was urgent. 3 hours until the ceremony. With a knot twisting in my stomach, I crossed the apartment to our bedroom. Everything there screamed of her, the silk robe tossed over the chair, perfume on the dresser, the wedding invite pinned to the mirror. I reached for the closet handle, pausing for a breath. This is silly, I thought. But when I opened it, my pulse spiked. Behind neatly lined dresses sat a taped-up shoebox, edges worn from being opened and shut too many times. Inside, photos. Dozens. Her, and him. The ex she swore she'd cut out of her life. Some pictures were casual. Others, intimate. In hotel rooms. Recent ones. The timestamps matched weekends she claimed to be with her mother. My knees nearly gave out. Then I saw it, a note on hotel stationery, I wish we didn't have to hide. Soon, he'll be out of the way and it'll just be us again. Everything we'd built, the laughter, the vows, the plans, collapsed in seconds. And Mark already knew. Which meant there was more to this than I could see. Chapter 2, The Second Blow. I sat on the bed, shoebox open, the photos like shattered glass around me. Her smile in them felt like a cruel performance I'd paid for in trust and devotion. I called Mark again. This time, he answered. You saw it? He asked. Yes. My voice cracked. How long have you known? A pause. Long enough. Why not tell me sooner? We could have stopped this months ago. I didn't have proof until today, he said. And when I found it, I was out of time. My chest tightened. What do you mean? He took a breath. Her ex contacted her again. I intercepted the message. It wasn't innocent, it was clear they'd been at this for a while. That's when I started digging. Where? I asked. Her laptop. She left it open when she went to see the florist last week, the night you thought you had food poisoning. I remembered. Now I wasn't so sure it was bad takeout. Mark's voice went low. She's planning to run away with him after the wedding. She was going to marry you, take the gifts, enjoy the honeymoon, drain your accounts, and vanish. My mouth went dry. She's been moving money into a hidden account for months. Tens of thousands. All from your cards. The betrayal was complete, emotional, financial, and psychological. She wanted a wedding for the photos, Mark continued. A staged fairy tale. Nothing real. I stood slowly, feeling hollow. Cancel the wedding? He asked. No, I said coldly. We don't cancel. We let her walk straight into her own trap, smiling, dressed in white, thinking she's won. Then we end it. Step 1, Lockdown proof. Every photo, email, and transfer Mark found went onto 2 flash drives, one in a safe, one in my suit pocket. Step 2, Adjust the guest list. I called my lawyer, my boss, and my uncle the judge, all invited now. And I made sure her ex's girlfriend, who'd also been cheated on, had a front row seat. Step 3, Prepare a backup venue. A friend who ran a private lounge agreed to keep a room ready for me, no questions asked. The stage was set. Chapter 3, The Vows Rewritten. The vows, this was the toughest step. I sat alone at the kitchen table, pen in hand, drafting the promises she expected me to say before the altar. They began gently, the way she'd imagine. You stepped into my world like a storm I never saw coming. But by the third paragraph, the tone shifted. And now, in front of everyone we love, I can't wait to reveal the truth. Step 5, the wedding day. She suspected nothing. Draped in her bridal robe, sipping champagne with her bridesmaids, she floated around the room like a queen awaiting coronation. She leaned in, kissed my cheek, and whispered, "Soon, you'll be mine forever." I smiled back. "If only you knew," I murmured. Guests filled their seats, cameras flashed, music swelled. As she made her way down the aisle, radiant, glowing, the image of innocence. She didn't notice the judge in the second row, the bank fraud investigator at the back, or her ex's girlfriend gripping a photo album. But she'd see them soon. What she thought was her perfect day was about to turn into a live public unmasking. Chapter 4, the ceremony that wasn't. The music played as she stepped up to the altar. She looked ethereal in her gown, cheeks flushed, eyes locked on mine, that same confident smile I once adored. The officiant began the familiar words, "Dearly beloved," but I barely listened. My heartbeat stayed steady, my focus razor sharp. When it was my turn to speak, I took out the small card I'd prepared. She beamed, expecting the sweet lines she'd dreamed of since the proposal. I met her gaze and began, "You came into my life like a storm I never expected. You were stunning, daring, unpredictable. But, like any storm, you brought destruction." A faint laugh rippled through the crowd, puzzled. "You taught me about love, yes, but you also taught me betrayal. You showed me loyalty, by demonstrating what it isn't." Her smile faltered. "What are you doing?" she whispered. I didn't stop. "While I was building our future, you were busy meeting up with a man who isn't here today, not because he's absent, but because he knows what's about to happen." The room stirred, phones lifted. "4 nights ago, his girlfriend sent me footage of you and him in a hotel suite, dated the same night you told me you were at a bridal spa." Gasps. Her mother clutched her chest. Jessica's face drained of color. "This isn't a wedding anymore," I said evenly. "It's a farewell party. And since you wanted everyone here, they deserve to know the truth." She reached for the microphone, I stepped back. 2 of my friends blocked her path. Her ex's girlfriend strode forward and set a framed photo on the altar, the 2 of them tangled in bed. Cameras flashed. A voice in the back shouted, "No way." I turned to the guests. "Dinner's still served. But the bride and I won't be staying, she has some explaining to do. As for me, I've got a lounge booked across town to celebrate my freedom." Then I walked away, straight down the aisle. No tears. No hesitation. Behind me, she collapsed into a pew, sobbing. I never looked back. Outside, my car waited. Mark handed me a champagne flute. "Ready?" he asked. I nodded. "Let's go." Chapter 5, the fallout. By the time we reached the lounge, the footage was already everywhere. The speech, the photo on the altar, her public breakdown, all over social media. Reddit. TikTok. Even a local news site ran the headline, "Groomman's Wedding with Mic Drop Reveal." People couldn't get enough of it. Her world was going up in flames. Chapter 6, after the fall. By Monday, Jessica no longer had a job. She'd worked as a corporate PR manager, a role where public image was everything. HR had received several complaints questioning her honesty and professional ethics. They decided the scandal wasn't worth the risk, and she was quietly removed from her position. Her apartment? Partly covered by me. The lease? In my name. Within days, she was served an eviction notice. Even the man she'd been seeing disappeared. His own fiancée had been sent the same photographs, and he was now busy dealing with his own collapse. Together, they both faded into silence and embarrassment. Jessica was left completely alone. As for me, I moved forward. My boss, after seeing the video from the wedding, called me in and offered me a promotion, said he respected how I handled the betrayal without losing control. I accepted. New position. New place to live. Therapy. Peace. I even began seeing someone casually. She was calm. Kind. Genuine. She never tried to compete with anyone, she simply showed up as herself. Something Jessica never managed. 3 months later. Out of nowhere, an email arrived from Jessica. The subject line read, "Please, just read." "I know I ruined everything," she wrote. I made the worst mistake of my life. I thought I could keep you and still be with him, and in the end, I lost it all. I lost you. Please, just one coffee? One chance to apologize in person? I didn't answer. I forwarded the email to my lawyer with a single note: block her. Permanently. Epilogue: a quiet kind of revenge. Not all revenge needs shouting, fights, or chaos. Sometimes the most devastating form of payback is to simply let someone hang themselves with the rope they hand you. Jessica handed me plenty of rope. All I did was tie the knot. And when her world unraveled in front of everyone, I didn't have to lift a finger. The lesson? Don't mistake kindness for weakness. Don't confuse silence with surrender. And never assume your lies will stay hidden, because when the truth wakes up, it buries you. Was it justified? You decide.